Hey guys, I'm doing a question of the day. So it was I did one yesterday. I did one the other day on this same question because I was going to have a couple of answers to it, which is at what times in your life are you the happiest and why? So the first one I did was on when I was younger, living in Heatherwood with all of my childhood friends and us like playing baseball and football and everything every day. So the next time of life that I think, man, I look back on that and that was really fun. That was really, I was just really happy, which is a weird one because the first one is just like, my childhood is just like straight pure joy. This one's different because this is the time period that Sierra was in competitive cheer, and she went from level 3 to level 6 team. So she went from, we were just at a smaller gym on their top team, which it was level 3. They might have tried to do a level 4 team, but it didn't really work out. But anyway, beside the point. So we went to the biggest gym in Kansas City, and the biggest gym kind of in the Midwest, which is Casey Cheer, and she made the top team. And so it kind of changed a little bit because you travel more and anyway, it didn't allow the family, me, Jen, Ella, and Sierra, to kind of travel together anymore because mostly those top couple teams at Casey Cheer end up going to different places than a lot of the regular teams. So we decided as a family to kind of divide and conquer. So Sierra and I would go to hers, and Ella and Jen would go to those teams. So we didn't do it apart. So that was probably why I would consider this one of the happiest times of my life because it was just Sierra and I, and we were just traveling together. And doing that it's fun because you don't get there's nobody else there. It's just you two, and you have all the things that you guys get to do. You do together, and it makes it nice because yeah, it's just fun when it's just the two of you. You're not having to appease everybody. And Sierra's funny because she has so many like superstitions, with cheer. Like when you go to Worlds, not even just Worlds, but every big cheer comp. Like, hey, when we get there that first night, we got to go to Buffalo Wild Wings, and that next morning, as long as we have a late routine, you got to go get Starbucks in the morning, and we gotta, you know, make sure we bring the laptop and we bring the HDMI cable so we can download or get on the app and watch all the other teams compete when we're not there at the competition, and so just doing all those things. And it was fun too because so many of her friends, they came along, and they it was fun having them around as well, because I don't know, all the girls kind of took to me, probably because I was like the only dad. Not the only dad. I was the only dad that was there. I was one of two dads that were there each and every time, right? Vince, um, kind of like the team dad, he was there for every single thing. Like, he showed up for every single time his daughter, who was Sienna, um, did anything for cheer. He was there, and so was I, right? Because Jen and I decided to divide and conquer, and then Haley kind of just wasn't able to do that kind of stuff and go travel and do go on those trips. So it was just us, and so yeah, Olivia and Elena and Chloe and Jocelyn and all those girls. Yeah, so I got close to them just because yeah, it's so much different than having, if there's, I don't know, good lord, 200 girls cheerleaders that are there. I mean, there might be, yeah, I don't know, 10 dads. So that was fun. So a lot of times they always knew that because I was a pushover, that Sierra was going to have the app up, that you had to pay like $30 a month to have, and we'd have it on, and so they'd come in our room and they're all in the bed watching cheer, and because of me doing that for years and years and years, I got to know, good lord, everything about cheer, all the teams, who was the best, best flyers, and yeah, everything, who the best stunters, and what's the part of the routine where, BSB has the biggest chance of falling and all that kind of stuff. And so they thought that was funny too, that, there was a dad that knew things, as opposed to, most of the dads were like, show up to a couple cheer comps a year and they don't have any idea what's going on. And yeah, part of me envies those guys, but it was super fun just to have, just going on all the, you know, staying in the room together, going on all the flights together, going out to eat, just doing all that stuff and getting it. Now I couldn't have done all of it without Lori Bueller, Olivia's mom. She handled half of our travel plans. I would be late to the game always. So after a while, she just started going, "Hey, you know, I'm sure you haven't booked your hotel yet. Do you want me to go ahead and book yours?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So she was super nice to be able to book all the hotels and make sure that, Sierra got everywhere she needed to go, whether it was some kind of bus they had to do or who knows what. So that made it easy, but it made it to where I could just focus on, just kind of being there for Sierra and having fun that way. So it was just a fun time to do it. And I knew that it was going to be a short amount of time, right? It was just a few years. Well, I mean, it probably ended up being 4 or 5, but after that, like, Sierra's going to move on and she's going to live on her own, and yeah, and that'll be the end of that. So it was kind of like you always knew, like, hey, let's take advantage of this while we can, because this is the time where she's going to be around and she still needs you, and so that made it fun too. So that was just kind of fun. That was just, as I look back, especially at the pictures and all those things, and I think back to the memories, it was just a fun time to have that kind of one-on-one time that you did everything together. And yeah, and for some reason Sierra wasn't like embarrassed to be around me or anything, probably because all the other girls were like, "Benji, oh my gosh, yeah, hey, Benji, you want to buy us all Starbucks?" I'm like, "Sure." So I was a fan favorite because of that, because I was a sucker. But it made it to where, yeah, the whole time was fun. And because I think a lot of times these other families, they've got everybody there, so there might be 2 other kids there, and they don't want to do all this other stuff, and they want to go, maybe they want to go to the parks if you're at Disney and you're doing a cheer comp, or maybe they want to go get something to eat or go get a snack, and so everybody kind of goes their own ways in these family, and maybe the mom's the only one that like takes care of everything because she's got to do hair and makeup and all that kind of stuff. But so with the 2 of us, just Sierra and I being the only ones there, yeah, I mean, we didn't have that. There wasn't anybody else pulling us away to like, "Hey, I'm bored, I want to go do this." Like, yeah, we're here for the cheer comp, we're doing everything with that, and then we're just gonna eat and do some things on our own. But yeah, for the most part, it was just a fun time. It was just good. So I think back on that and think, yeah, this was fun. So that's my answer on this one. So see you guys.